had been alleged one way, one time or the other. But again, you should also remember when this thing started last year, I mentioned it here, that how can Emefiele be saying he wants to do this within 90 days? Where is the National Assembly?
But the president assented to it.
Where is the National Assembly? No matter the assent of the president, the National Assembly can nullify it.
So how come they didn't do that as at then?
And that is why they are facing what they are facing now. And that's why I sang that song. Do you understand? What were they doing then?
If the
now that the thing has now boomerang, you are now, instead of you to have been proactive.
But they summoned, you'd recall they summoned the CBN governor, but he wasn't in the country as at then. Last year,
before leaving, he was summoned on another thing. The alleged sponsoring of terrorism. But has he been there?
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't National Assembly know? Doesn't National Assembly know the section of Constitution that is supposed to bring up against him?
So talking about the Constitution, there is a part of the Constitution that allows the CBN actually
to have
a role
of oversight function
or redesigning the Naira notes with the president's consent, without even the National Assembly's consent. In the Constitution. So isn't that counterproductive, or isn't that also working?
But that same Constitution also gives the National Assembly right of oversight on the CBN. So where do you also put that?
So that's what I'm saying. Is there a clash of...
See, listen, there's no clash. It's like this. It's like this. Don't mind me, I like giving analogies. You are being employed by iBrand. Okay? At the same time, there are things you have learned, either in the university, Department of Communication, or NUJ, or on the internet, as concepts, theories of delivery. Okay? Now, iBrand too has its own idea, has its own philosophy that it wants to follow as a communication outfit. Do you want to call that one a clash? You don't call that one a clash, because he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So it's now left for you to know how to blend, your own professional understanding, your own professional acumen with the philosophy which iBrandTV is embracing. What am I saying in essence? Yes, CBN can do this, can do that, even including the instruments that created the CBN. All right? But all this is put together must operate within the confines of the Constitution, which has given the National Assembly the right of oversight function upon the CBN.
They aren't taking that role as they should.
And that's why I said earlier, 6 months back, I raised this issue. Where's the National Assembly? Now that the National Assembly is backing without biting, so people are against them. Why are they against them? I gave you a song. So do you see this call or this agitation for a 6 months extension? Do you see it yielding results? Listen to me. There is nothing that is playing out other than conspiracy of the leadership against the people. Among themselves, if Bajabi Amila today needs new Naira notes, all he needs to do is send his PA to Central Bank. If it's a Senate president, all he needs to do is, it doesn't concern them. No. They are getting their own. It is you and I that now needs to take the bull by the horn and see how we can fight for our rights from the government.
This last statement of yours begs the question of the supply issue. CBN has said repeatedly that it has issued out more than enough to go around. The commercial banks are saying they barely even have to cater for basic, day-to-day needs, how much more, ensuring that circulates round. Where is now the place, that break in, should I call it supply chain, that break, where is the break coming from? Is it that these new notes are being reserved for a certain class of the society, or it's going out, but it's not just getting into the hands of either the banks or the average Nigerians who need it
also
for transactional purposes?
Also,
now.
you can flash back to what I said here some times ago on this same issue, that what we are driving at in changing this thing within 90 days will not affect the rich. It will affect
the poor.
It will affect the citizens of Nigeria. It won't affect any of the leaders. Okay? Because as you are, can you stand there and call the bank manager? Can you do that? Can I do that? Do I even have their numbers? Talk less of people. I'm saying people, I'm not saying an individual, that are having bullion vans in their compound. That means they have, all these people, they have banks in their own compound. So these people need to first of all be satisfied before you.
If that's the case,
an allegation.
Well, I'm saying again. Listen,
you're saying all these politicians have banks in their compound.
Do I mention politician? I said big people.
Big, okay.
If that's
big, are you not big?
If that's
but
the
I
case,
don't have a bank.
I said big
compound.
people. And I did not mention anybody. I said some people are having bullion banks.
There's an SOF going on now talking about CBN sensitizing people in the market and traders on how to, change this new Naira or their old Naira notes for the new Naira notes. But if the new Naira notes aren't available, what role would the sensitization play in helping these traders and artisans?
The sensitization is not other than bamboozlement. Just bamboozling the people to show that yes, they care. It's a lie. I've given you an example now. There was a sensitization by the Controller General of Immigration that you will collect this in 3 weeks, but I have not. And so many other people that I can bring them out. So many other people.
Dr. D,
so what are you talking about?
Dr. D, sensitization is not going to work. The currency or cash swap isn't working as well.
But it will help in financial inclusion, this sensitization, helping them know why they need to be financial.
The only thing that will work is for all Nigerians to cry out. Those are banks with Zenith Bank. Those are banks with iBrand Bank. Those are brand with Citibank. Those are brand with Bank and GTB Abi. All those banks, Diamond, let people cry out. We have been to all these customers of each of the banks. Let them cry out. And then branches, Betu branch, Alapere branch, Onimole branch, Onimode branch. Do you understand? Cry out so that they will know, Nigerians will know, the whole world will know that this thing is a failure.
If the currency swap isn't working, or the cash swap as it were, sensitization is not working, and Nigerians are still returning old notes. I mean, Tuesday is just less than a week from now, yet they're getting old notes in return from ATMs and what have you, even over the counter. Where does this leave?
HFC gave me old notes yesterday evening. I was showing it to your producer when I came and then we met at your from my car. I said, see, yesterday from ATM.
So if that's the case, where does this leave Nigerians? Because it looks like CBN is holding to its extreme of the deadline.
Because they want to further pauperize you and again give you more stress. Well, that's what government is known for, giving people stress. Now a lot of people will be running up and down to change this money now within the next 1 week, and they will get to the bank, they won't get it. They will say queue, they will queue. By 3 o'clock, they will lock their gate again because they don't have diesel. You will go back home. So the time that you're supposed to have used judiciously to earn more income, people are wasting it. The time you need to spend to go and collect your PVC, you will not be able to go and collect it. The time you need to spend to look at the manifesto of all these people that are jostling for position, you will have that time. So it is part of the spanners, part of those spanners that government always throw into the wheel of progress of the people. Nothing more.
Well, that's quite exhaustive, really, it must be said.
Nothing can be done until when the people themselves decide to come out and say the truth without any form of subjectivity. Forgetting that maybe my brother is Emefiele or my uncle is Buhari or my kine. Let us put all those differences aside. Myself and one of my senior brothers, we've been on messenger chat since last night on two different candidates. I was sending some information that was hitting him. The thing was hitting him. And the next thing you say, oh, you, PhD holder, you are this, and that. But at the end of the day, when I now saw is another of it, so many messages. So this morning, before coming, I now saw, I said, okay. I say, yeah, bro, nice one that you have said here. Even though we might be different ideologically, even though we pitch our tents differently on different political tenets, but our blood remains the same. We are still brothers. So why should we not say the truth? So whatever our differences are, whether you are from the north or the south, east or west, whether you are Muslim or Christian, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, all these things are affecting all of us. Let us shelve our idiosyncrasies and come together as a people and get ourselves emancipated from the claws of these so-called leaders. They unite every time. Forget about what they say. They drink wine together. I was telling somebody, lie, Atiku and what's his name? Tinubu. We always be friends. Because they have done a lot of businesses together. When the chiefs are down, they know who to run to and where to meet each other.
Well, let's bring this home now. Come Tuesday, January 31, what do you think will happen? Or let's say when February 1 comes and you need to spend money and you don't have the new notes.
Yeah, you know that we are in a country that is highly unpredictable. All right? It's a pity that two elephants are now fighting. The grass is suffering it. Two elephants in terms of National Assembly and the CBN. But the two of Emefiele now, definitely he will have been spending the new Naira notes. The people around him will have been spending new Naira notes. How about you and I? So come February 1st, well, I don't know, I cannot predict what will happen. The only thing is that I know when people don't have enough cash to spend, it will affect February 14, which you are already looking at.
You still have to dovetail everything to that. But thank you so much, Dr. D. We're still coming back to have more conversations with Dr. Dayo Kayode. But that will be after this break. Please stay with us.